Hi guys, and welcome to week 2 of the Let's Cook with Parmco program. Today it's all about delicious salmon, full of omega-3s, fatty acids, fantastic for the brain, and it'll keep you moving for the next day. So we're going to do that really simply today with a little bit of tagliatelle or any pasta you may have in the cupboard. And instead of using cream today, we're going to be using some of that evaporated milk. So first things first, salmon straight into a cold pan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you'll notice here that a couple of those pieces are slightly larger than the others. That's a good thing because not everybody wants their salmon cooked the whole way through. So on top of that, about a cup of chicken stock I'm going to use today. Okay, season with some pepper and a little bit of salt. Okay, I don't want too much salt, and of course I've used salt reduced stock. Now all I want to do is bring that to the boil. As soon as it's boiling, turn the heat down to a simmer and leave it for 5 to 6 minutes. Now, while that's coming up to speed, we're going to get the pasta straight on. I've got about 300 grams of tagliatelle here, and I'm going to put that into boiling water, but it's a rolling boil. It's really, really important that you have that rolling boil. Stops the pasta sticking together. Well salted water, but no oil goes in there. Okay, straight in. Okay, I can see this just starting to come to a boil now. Reduce the heat slightly. Okay. Right, second stage. Now, when the salmon's just cooked through, I want it to just flake, which I'll show you in a minute. But then I'm going to start adding in some vegetables. So I've got a little bit of spring onion here. Now, the spring onion I'm just going to cut straight through like so. I always cut the white part just a little bit thinner than I do the green part. But I actually prefer the green part. So. Okay, so 4 spring onions, and I've got about 3/4 of a head of a broccoli that I've just cut into florets. Now, the reason I've done that is just so that it cooks all really evenly, but the key is to not overcook it because you want it to have a little bit of texture. Rightio, let's check the pasta. Pasta's doing well. It's got a couple of minutes to go. Just want to give it a bit of a stir just to stop it all sticking together. Now check the salmon. Looking pretty hot in there. Okay, I think it's got about a couple of minutes to go, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay guys, now this has had 7 minutes. Now, it's going to vary, but it's really up to you. As soon as you get it cooked through to your liking, reserve it. Now it's going to continue to keep cooking through for a little bit, but you can see there, it's looking fairly delicious. So it's going to be way too hot to flake right now. So really carefully lift those out of the pan and flake them when they're cool enough to handle. Now, with the remaining liquid, you want to reduce it until there is about 5 tablespoons, just over, so don't put the lid back on. Increase your heat again, it should be on a medium-high heat. And I actually think there I've got just over 5 tablespoons, so I think I'm pretty ready to go. So I'm going to throw the broccoli straight in. Now just leave that, followed by your spring onions. Now they go all in as well. Okay, now I'm just going to give those about 2 to 3 minutes before I move on. Now, pasta's cooked, should be delicious. A little trick here, be very careful when you're draining your hot water. Maybe get a parent or a helper to help you with this. Very carefully strain it through your pot, or over the sink would be better with a lid. Now your pasta straight in. Now you might remember me saying that you don't have to put oil in the pasta water, but it's really important to stop it sticking once it's cooked. To just hit it with a tiny bit of oil. That will definitely help it, stop it from sticking together. Okay, I want to give that a bit of a mix through as well. Just a little bit more there. Perfect. Okay, so that's starting to reduce nicely in the pan. You can see now you're getting a really nice vibrant colour with your broccoli. Okay, so that's the important part of cutting it so small. So you know it will only take literally 3-4 minutes to cook through. Okay, so when you're looking at your broccoli and you think it looks really nice and vibrant, it's time to get flaking of the salmon because very soon it's all going to go back in there. Okay, 150 mils of evaporated milk instead of the cream, straight in. Okay, now I'm just going to let this reduce slightly, thicken up. It's going to need some salt, so we're going to need to have a taste. Right, this is just cool enough to handle. The skin will peel off extremely easily like so. Discard that, you don't need it. And then just simply break the salmon apart into big flakes like so. Really, really delicious. Now you don't have to worry about breaking this up really nicely. Just get into it. All right, I just want to have a little taste, just to make sure that we're on the right track. I think I actually prefer the evaporated milk than cream. It's definitely lighter. It's got a lovely taste. A little bit of black pepper. You know, I'm not going to put any more salt in there. I think it's going to be just perfect as it is. Okay, so we've let the pasta sit for a couple of minutes. Now, instead of serving the pasta in the bowl and putting everything over the top, all I'm going to do is put the pasta back into the sauce so it all soaks up that deliciousness. And then I'm just going to serve it with the salmon flaked over the top. It'll be superb. Okay, pasta in. Instantly soaks up all of that goodness. Right, believe it or not, we're ready to serve. A nice, beautiful helping of that delicious pasta in there. It's soaked up all the goodness. It'll be absolutely superb. Just a few of those bits of broccoli over the top. You want to make sure everybody gets a good even amount of the broccoli, and etc. Now what I like to do is to just flake this delicious salmon over the top so that everybody's getting some really nice pieces of that. You could flake it through if you like to and put it back on the heat. It's completely up to you. Right, now just to finish that off, a little bit of fresh parsley. It'll just bring it to life a little bit. Not too much. Sprinkle that over the top. A little bit of black pepper. And there you have it, my beautiful poached salmon with tagliatelle. Now I know that's a pretty tasty dish, but to find out exactly how good it can be for you, I've got Nikki here from the Healthy Food Guide magazine. Nikki, welcome along.
Hey, that looks and smells amazing.
That one does. I think the poaching the salmon like that must be extremely healthy.
It is, yeah, and you've used salt-reduced stock as well, and there's no fat going in there. It's just the beautiful fat from the salmon.
Yeah, and that is,
healthy
as
fat.
we all know, healthy
Good
fat.
That we need.
It's good for the brain.
So you've got some veggies in there. To make it a really nice balanced meal, we want to add some more veggies. So
Absolutely.
A salad is really nice with it because it's quite light.
Yep.
So we've got about a cup of salad for each person, or you can have more if you want to.
Okay.
It'll make it a beautiful, healthy dinner.
It gets us up to our 5+ a day.
Absolutely.
All right, well, you've seen how I've plated it up. Get inspired and plate it up however you like. But most importantly, get those photographs taken and upload them to the Let's Cook with Parmco website so that your friends, your family, and everyone in the community can start to vote for your dish, for your school, so that you can win the fantastic prizes. Get cooking.